Hi, my name is Brian James. Now, for over 50 years I've been a photographer. I've enjoyed taking photographs throughout that time since I was a small boy. In this series I'm going to try and share some of the hints and tips that I was given by the masters of the art at that time to try and give you a start in photography. This series is aimed at the beginner. It's aimed at those who are just getting the camera for the first time, maybe never used a camera before or only used your mobile phone. Join me, I'll try and get through some of the jargon, try and get through some of the mystique of photography and make your journey an enjoyable one and a productive one to take great creative photographs. Hi, welcome to this first episode in Introduction to Photography. Now, I said in the intro, this series is meant not for the experts, not for the ones who are used to photography and used to cameras. It's for you, the person who's just picked up the camera for possibly the first time. Maybe you've just got it out of its box, maybe you bought a second-hand one or been given it by a friend. This is probably for the people who have just moved over from a mobile phone to getting a real camera for the first time. And these are going to be individual little tips per video, so they're not going to be long. This is probably going to be one of the longest ones of the lot. But I'm going to give you a little tip to try and make your photography easier, to get you eased into photography, to enjoy what you get from this little beast here and to be able to take it further. Now, it doesn't matter what make it is. I'm going to be using mainly Olympus and Lumix cameras in this, but it doesn't matter if you've got a Nikon, if you've got a Canon, if you've got a Pentax, if you've got a Fuji, whatever it is. The basic things I'm going to be telling you here are going to be used throughout the cameras. So whatever your brand, whatever your format, these will apply to you. Now, whatever your camera, if you imagine you've just got it out of the box, it may be new, it may be used like this one, it may be something you've been given. The first thing I do with a new camera, if I'm just starting onto it, is I reset it. Now, why do I reset it? Well, modern cameras, especially all these fancy digital SLRs or the bridge cameras, you can save so many settings into it to personalize it for you. But as somebody who's just come to photography for the very first time, my advice is always very, very simple. If you reset it, take it back to factory reset, then anything in the instruction books that you see will apply to how it is now, not what somebody's changed. Now, what can they change on it? Well, they can change the button assignments. You can make the buttons do different things to what they originally set out to do. You can change all the colour profiles. You can do lots on the cameras in the memory. But my advice, as I say, take it back to basics. So how do we do that? Well, most cameras are different. So what I suggest is look in the instruction book for the camera. What, you don't have an instruction book? Well, have a look online. Almost every camera's instruction manual is available on the websites of the manufacturers. I know it certainly is for the Olympus here and the Lumix cameras that I use, and it certainly is for Canon, and it will be for the rest of the manufacturers out there too. Now, when you've done that, switch your camera on and put it into the menu. I'm not going to show you this one because it possibly won't be relevant to yours, but it'll tell you in the instruction book how to put it in the menu. So when you put it in the menu, you're looking for the factory reset. It's possibly going to be on one of the menus which has maybe a spanner beside it or basic settings or whatever it is. But go into the reset. As I say, you'll find out how to do it in the manual. And give it a full reset. That'll reset everything on it. So here, I've got mine. I'm going to give it a full reset by pressing that button. Tell it yes. And it's now done a full reset on that camera. That's put that camera back to standard. That means, as I say, that anything in the manual is going to apply to this camera as it is. And that's an important thing. So before you do anything on a new camera, reset it. Join me in the next session when I'm going to be trying to tell you what do you do with all these buttons and knobs on the top. Bye-bye.